There is one book that impacted my life so much, it gave me the confidence to move to New York City, where I really didn't know anyone, when I was 24 years old. That book is called In a Pit with a Lion on a Snowy Day by Mark Batterson. See, when I was 24, I received the opportunity to move to New York City for work. And when I got that opportunity, to be totally honest, I was very hesitant. And I really did not think that New York City was meant to be home for me. Also, at that time, I was living in Atlanta and I loved my life there. So I was very unsure of the decision that I should make. At that time, one of my mentors, my dad, gave me the book In a Pit with a Lion on a Snowy Day that tells the story of Benaiah. Now, there's not a whole lot that the Bible says about Benaiah. We really only know two core things about him. Number one, we know that Benaiah was one of King David's top soldiers. And number two, we know a very fascinating story about Benaiah. You see, one day, Benaiah was walking in the wilderness while it was snowing, and a lion approached him. I know this sounds just like Hollywood, right? Well, anyways, this lion ended up falling into a pit. Let me ask you quickly, if you were Benaiah, if you're walking in the wilderness and a lion approached you and then fell into a pit, what would you do? Well, if you're anything like me, you would probably turn around and run for your life in the opposite direction. Am I right? It's like we would never see you run so fast in your whole life. But not Benaiah. Benaiah jumped into the pit and he killed the lion with his bare hands. What? Yes, this actually happened, and Benaiah is pretty much incredible and amazing. Well, let me ask you, what is your lion? What is your fear? Because are you running away from your fear, or are you willing to jump into the pit and kill your fear with your bare hands? You see, when I read this book, it made me realize that New York City was actually a fear of mine. The reason why I did not know what I wanted to do and I couldn't make a decision is because I was scared of moving to such a big city where I hardly knew anyone, and I just didn't know if that was the right place for me to be. But after I read that book and I realized, I'm hesitant because New York is a fear, you know what I did? I decided to jump into the pit and kill my fear with my own hands. So I called my boss and I said, you know what? I would love to take that opportunity in New York City. And I packed my bags and I moved up there. So ladies, your challenge this week is to jump into the pit that holds your fear and kill your fear with your own hands. What are you fearful of? Are you fearful of adopting a child, starting a business, leaving a toxic relationship? Because what we can learn from Benaiah is that running away won't help anything. You have to jump into the pit and kill fear yourself.